Good evening, good morning, hello, wherever you are at in the world. We are here, we are live. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the illustrious body of work. We are here. Thanks everybody for joining us. We're going to give it, again, the customary 30 seconds to a minute to let the airwaves flood. We thank y'all for joining us again. We are happy and grateful for another day. It is morning here in the beautiful city of Saigon, Vietnam. We are happy and grateful. Thanks everybody for tuning in from the West Coast of America, from the East Coast of America, and from wherever you're tuning in from all over the world, either watching us live or here on the playback. We thank you so much. Before we get into it, again, always remember to smash that link in bio, wherever it is, up here somewhere in the clouds, to listen to that new Long Sleeve Radio Thank You Mix number 24. Now, today, let me turn this down real quick. Today, we have one of my favorite newer artists, and the detailing, the attention to detail, the passion, the amount of ancestral backing that this person has. I get excited for these, but I'm especially excited for this one. Thank you. Yeah, here we go. We are about to jump on with the one and the only Andrea. So Andrea, if you're on the line, let's go. Send that request. We are thankful and grateful. How y'all feeling today? I know it's Saturday in some parts of the world, it's Sunday in some parts of the world, but it's the weekend wherever you're at on this planet. How y'all feeling today? Drop how y'all feeling in the comments. I'm happy. I'm thankful. We're blessed. We're joyous. We're alive. Yeah, Miss Murphy, what's good? How you living? Again, art is special. Yeah, Andrea, we about to get it popping. Art is special in this world, and we're about to have and talk about some very special things. It's very good to hear. It's very exciting. Hey, squad! Look at that! Yeah.
Hi.
Okay, y'all. Here we go. We live. Listen, if y'all don't already know, my name is LP, aka Swens, aka Shades, if you know me in the industry. And today, on this episode of Body of Work, we have not only the maker, CEO, founder of these fly bucket hats that you see back here. She's sporting one herself. We have the magnificent, illustrious, talented, detailed, absolutely flawless, fantastical Andrea. So, Andrea, this is the time for you. Talk to the people. Tell us your story. Tell us what you want to know. The floor is yours. Take it away.
Okay, cool. Thank you, LP, first of all, and Long Sleeve Service Radio for letting me join. This is a very new experience for me, all in all, but I'm very excited to be here. So basically, what I wanted to really talk about today was talk about art, pretty much, the art practice, and not only the art practice, but the beginning of your art practice and the reasons why you wanted to create the art you create today or whatnot, at least in my instance for me. So pretty much I'll start off from when I was younger. I got really into art when I was little. It was kind of when I was little, I think it was like first grade, we had taken like an art class. Or they gave us an art class, and I just remember using like charcoal pastel sticks, and like we were making replicas of like Van Gogh and Monet and all that stuff. And this is like about first grade, and I feel like I did pretty good. I remember being praised at the time, so that kind of just wanted me to continue this art path. So in the beginning, though, for me at least, on my art journey was that I really liked drawing and painting and that whole concept, but at the time I wanted to try different avenues of creating. I remember I was like in singing classes, but like I only took like one or two classes because I got too nervous. I was too shy. And then I remember doing dance class in middle school, like in the town I grew up in. And then I wanted to do acting and all this stuff, like at one point, because I thought it was cool and it's like a whole different type of art making. And then I don't think I started getting really serious on more of like the fine arts or whatnot, like the mediums that I kind of gravitate towards, fundamentals. Um, till I think middle school, when my friends, who my two best friends, Crystal and Desiree, shout out to them. But I know they're not in, but like just shout out to them. They're the original besties, since fourth grade summer school. But anyways, they like were reading manga, right? And I just thought it was kind of interesting, and I remember them letting me borrow one, and I was just reading it and reading it, and I thought it was kind of cool, like just the graphics of it. Like there's some people out there who like Dragon Ball like captures their soul, so they like the graphics of that, or like freaking Pokemon, or I don't know, like other types of cartoons too. Those are the only ones I can think of right now. But but yeah, I really liked manga, and I kind of got really obsessed with it, like to an extreme where like I would stay up all night watching animes and reading manga illegally online. And it was really fun though, but I think when I went into high school, I really wanted to join an art class. I remember wanting to join an art class since freshman year, and I tried to enroll because when they tell you to get your elective or whatnot, and you submit the request that you want. Well, they didn't give it to me freshman year. They didn't give it to me senior year. They didn't give it to me junior year. They literally told me that the only reason they give those classes out are for people who are not doing good in school and need the credits. So we just waited out until, like, if someone was on the brink of like flunking out of high school, they would give it to them and said, I understand the opportunity would be better, too, because they have enough credits to graduate. I understand that concept of it too. But at the same time, like being rejected like 3 times, I'm like a teenager. I don't know what to do in those circumstances. Like I'm like, okay, whatever the adult tells me, I'll do, And then it wasn't until senior year I tried to apply, and they did the same thing again. And so what I ended up, I told my mom, I was like, oh, they didn't give it to me again. And she's like, oh, it's okay. Don't worry. And then she ended up calling the school and yelling at them. And she was like, hey, girl, she's meant to do this. You're destroying her dreams. Like you got to give her the chance to want to freaking do this or blah, blah, blah. And so my mom kind of helped with that, and I ended up getting it senior year, which is a little messed up though too, because I remember taking that class and freshman students were in it, and I'm like kind of confused. I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me. Like I thought these were for people who are about to graduate who need the credits, not like they just give it to anybody. I'm like, they were probably just lying to me. I don't know. Because, they rank students a certain way, and like it's all like the paper shit. But anyways.
Yeah.
And then yeah. That's a whole nother thing we can get into. But anyways, not here, not right now. Anyway. And so after that, senior year of college, I didn't know what to do. The first year, I did want to do the arts because I just remember always drawing. At that point, I would draw a lot, and I think I barely had tried oil paint, but I like did not know anything on like what the medium was, how to use it, what's the proper way to use it, because it's a process. It's like a ritual, pretty much. You got to set the scene before you actually need to create. But yeah, I would draw a lot. Let's just say that. And then my mom, I knew there was a college in San Francisco that you didn't necessarily have to have like the best grade point average, like regular grade point average to get in. So I applied, and then I got in. And I just remember, taking the classes freshman year. It was pretty okay. I actually was going in for special effects and animation in the beginning. So all like computer stuff. Yeah. But then I got bored of it, and I'm like, I can't like look at a TV or a computer screen the whole time. I have to like use this tablet thing, and it feels weird for me, And so then and at the time also, because this is a part of my art journey, is at the time I was with somebody, and he was also an artist, and his courses that he would take, I met him in college, and he would take like fundamental classes, and that always was like, that's kind of the thing that I want to do. I don't want to have to sit in a computer screen and try to like figure all this stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I still didn't go into a um, more fundamentals courses. I changed it to illustration, and I pretty much it was all right. And then I decided to leave that college and go and move to Oregon, Portland, Oregon, with him at the time. And we lived there for a bit, and we took some community courses there at PCC, which is Portland Community College, not Pasadena Community College. There's a difference, at least in there. But anyways, and then I think we broke up, and then I decided I can come back home to LA, or I could stay out here and keep going. But at the same time, I was working at a retail job as a sales manager, and I was like, fuck this, I hate this job. Like, it was so stressful every day, like, and just retail in general was like, you know, customers are too much sometimes. But anyway, yeah, you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
and so then I decided to come back, and I think after I had broken up with that person, or during like the very end, I was getting more into drawing again, and then he had paints, and he gave me some paints, the ones that he didn't want to use anymore, and I started practicing with those. And I would slowly do like little things. I would use references for like National Geographic magazines, because there could be like a thrift store there that I would like. It was called Scraps. So you basically can buy art supplies that were donated. So it's just like random things. Like it could be pictures of families and stuff that someone just donated. And, you know, it's like a Goodwill, but with
That's
art
awesome.
supplies. Yeah. And the prices were super cheap. They need to have that here, by the way.
Yeah, bring that down. Bring that to LA.
Bring that to LA. You gotta bring that to LA. Jeez, come on. We're sunburned out here too. But anyways, and then I came back, and then I decided to just like continue pursuing art on my terms instead of going through the school way, because I also realized how expensive it was to go to school at the time, especially if you're going to school out of state. The tuition is probably just the same as going to like a university here. Like, I don't know, it might be different. I didn't really look into that, but anyway.
Yeah.
So since then I've been here, like making things every now and then, and I've had a couple shows here and there, which has been cool and awesome. And then, you know, working for somebody who's themselves an artist, so that's kind of cool too. And I'm just constantly wanting to be in this type of environment of creativity and creative people and like-minded people, and find it as like a beautiful practice, you know, a hard practice, a complicated practice, but at the same time a very rewarding practice, you know. Either it be the type of message that they want to project out into the world too, you know, like we're manifesting things that come into from our mind. It could be things that we see visually, but we're still creating it in our perspective either way, you know. But yeah. So far that's my life has been kind of like that right now. but yeah, I don't know. Anything
that's
else?
Beautiful. That is a gorgeous journey, and to hear someone talk about sort of falling in love with it at an early age, and then to see you sticking with it, because again, a lot of times, and especially with the arts, we're told to either get out of it or get a real job, quote unquote, or sort of do something that's away from your arts, because your arts won't be able to, you know, help you provide it in this life. But to hear someone who is like, no, I fell in love with it, and I want to do it. And shout outs to your mom, by the way, for jumping on the phone. I know a lot of mamas who would do that. But shout outs to your mom, who was like, nah, my baby needs to be here. Like, y'all don't see what I see. Get her in here. And then, but for you to even have that passion and that drive to continue that up until now is just mind-blowingly fantastic. So shout outs to your mama right there. Shout outs to you for sticking with it as well. That's fantastic. And I love what you said about before you paint, you know, you have to set things up. You have to it's sort of a ritual, right? So can you walk us a little bit through your creative process, or through that ritual before you get into a new project?
Yeah, so just that whole type of setting up to create has changed with time though too. So like currently, it has its moments pretty much. That's what I'm gonna say. But sometimes what I usually do is like hang out with friends. Like that's what I really like doing, and hanging out with cool people, or just being in a place that, like, I try to look for the beauty in things, at least in type of neighborhoods I go to, or the type of conversations I have, to like the way that the air feels, like the temperature of the air, whatnot, or like. But usually what I do though, like I like to take my camera with me sometimes. Lately, I haven't been taking it around with me because I've been busy with like actually painting and trying to knock those out.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, with my free time, I like to have the camera around and take pictures of things that, like I said, catch my eye or intrigue me at least. And most of those things has to deal with like composition, maybe some sort of story that I can vibe with, and that maybe someone else might understand this type of story that's going on. Like it could be like a scene, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that intrigues me. And then usually the actual process, like if I want to really get down to like one, two, three, this is what you do, clean this and whatever. What I usually do is after I take pictures and references, like look at them all every now and then and try to figure out what I can see piecing together in a conversation. So,
Mm.
um, or at least that's the current of what I'm sensing right now in wanting to present a type of creation or whatnot. But yeah, and usually after that, if I get something solid that I really, really like, I tend to sketch it out, or I've tried projecting it. I don't know if I really like projecting per se. Like it first started with like drawing it by hand and not having any measurements or anything and whatnot, and then later it turned into graphing the actual board to like just doing it freehand. Yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
um, I usually do that, and then I do a wash, and then I just kind of mix my paints, figure out what the palette is, and then I start painting everything on there. And then as the process goes, sometimes things may change, sometimes things may be added or taken away, or at least I'm barely learning that that is a type of process I can take, because like I said, it's changed. You know, sometimes I used to create and be set in stone with the composition of I wanted, but then once I put it on and manifest it, it might not come out the way I wanted it. So then I can either add to it or not, or you know, it like I said, it depends.
It
But
varies.
yeah, and then usually with that, um, my significant other's home. Yeah, Miguel.
Hey.
But anyways, so yeah, it's just, it really depends. And now that the more I've been in this practice too, I think I've hit another stage where like painting isn't the only thing that I need to gear my creativity towards, at least.
Mm.
One thing that like has grounded me in the realm of creativity, but I'm now feel a little bit more safer to explore different paths of being creative that doesn't necessarily have to incorporate the medium I started with, you know, like
Mhm,
being
mhm,
tied down to it too. There's some people who do it, and that's amazing for them in their life and their whatever they want to create. But for
mhm,
me, currently right now, things are just, I just want to be where there's that energy, I think. Even if it's like watching the documentary about something that has to pertain to dance, or something that has to pertain to like political history, like even that, the way people present those types of films, they do it in an enticing way, a creative way too. It's like that intrigues me too, and like over like critically analyze things too. I think is been one of the things I like to do and enjoy. And it doesn't necessarily have to be art. Like I said, like lately I've been like, I watched the whole documentary about like the really really the best microscope in the world that they created in order to see atoms, and they're trying to discover even smaller atoms than what
mm,
people think is the limit or whatever. So like that stuff intrigues me because I always liked science too. I think that's another thing. But I think it's just cool, you know? Like, I think people should be well-rounded when you're a creative person, you know? Like, you shouldn't be afraid to step out of the norm. And being comfortable, I've heard this recently, but being comfortable is pretty much like the death of creativity in a sense too. I guess you can. It depends. It really the outlook is could be different. The outlook could be very different. You know what I mean? Like maybe being comfortable is your practice too. So, you know, and that's the beauty of art too. Art can be anything. That's saying art could be anything. I think is mainly a concept or an idea that is tested
Mm-hmm.
properly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like because there's artists out there in the world who like literally sell nothing and then they make fucking a bunch of money and just say, oh, this is my piece, it's nothing. And like at that point either there's going to be a lot of people who are pissed off that he did that, or there's going to be a lot of people who are like, that's genius. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like that. Yeah.
That's gorgeous, and I admire the fact that, especially with you and the group of people that I've met recently out there. I admire the fact that you're open to trying new things, trying different methods,
Mm-hmm.
and the connectivity and the fluidity of what your brain can come up with by watching that documentary, but then
Mm-hmm.
taking a break from your art and not being so rigid in it because of this world is already so rigid in different spaces. You have that freedom, and you have that ability to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk about a little bit more about why you think that's important, not only for you, but for the world, or why art is important?
um I feel like art is very very important just because it's first of all like a different perspective of looking at life, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like a scientist has a different perspective of looking at life, you know. Uh freaking a retailer, I don't know, like realtor or whatever, that has a different perspective of looking at life. But I feel like art just in general, if you really want to get to like the historical part of it, has always been tied down or has always been a part of our lives. From the houses we live in, from the cups we drink out of, from like even engineering senses, like in a sense, you know, because like I think there's been painting. I don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure like there's been paintings out in the world that kind of fought like the way people think,
Mm-hmm.
and that can create a spark in somebody who's going to invent the next big thing that's going to be beneficial to society. So like there's shit like that. Like I feel like art's super hella important too. You know, it's a way of self-expression. You know, you can't always there's a good thing to be a community. You know, like a collective and everything, but also individualism or is also kind of nice too. And I think creativity can bring a part of that, and then it can and it can influence other people who are creatives ever so slightly, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. But then there are some moments when it may not always feel as beautiful when you're creatively blocked. So can you talk to us about how you get through creative blocks, or when you feel as though like you can't get something out? How do you move through or past that?
Okay, so I feel like that is also another journey I've had with me in my creative process, because I feel like we all go through that no matter what. It doesn't even have to be creating. It can just be like getting up for the day and having to go do something, you know. Like like you gotta just keep on keeping on, you know. Like I don't know. You gotta but if it's really beneficial and important for you to take a rest in a moment, then I definitely agree that you should do that, you know. But like I said, don't always just be comfortable, you know. I think we're just wired like that as humans too.
Mm-hmm.
But with usually for creative blocks, like if I go through one, like I would say a couple weeks ago, where like I didn't really feel like painting, feel like making anything. I couldn't really think of ideas. I just gravitate towards other mediums that
Mm-hmm.
you know, like that makes me use my hands, because that's the main focus, at least for me when I create, is I use my hands a lot to mend, to, yeah, that's what I was going I was going for. So like I started sewing, like, you know, and like that was really fun. But then after, like, I feel okay with sewing, I go back to painting, and like right now painting has been like it feels good again, and I'm just constantly doing that, and then like till I feel good enough for me to like do photography again. So I'll go out and take pictures, and like all I want to do is take pictures, and pictures right now are just inspiring me to create, and that's what I'm doing at the moment, you know. And like I said, like even if I don't want to do those things, even if I'm laying in my bed, like at least watch something or read a book, you know, that like makes me think a different way or something like that. So I try to do that, at least for me. And if all in all fails, I go outside, I, you know, get something delicious at the cafe, go to a park, lay down, feel the sun, eat the food, lay on the grass, breathe for a moment, just observe, and then I sometimes really feel good after that. And take a walk in the neighborhood, like if you can, you know, wherever you're at, you know, it feels refreshing. I think being outside is very important for your health, for one, you know, and being with nature. We're so accustomed to all these structures that it's now becoming nature for us, or it is nature for us, I guess, in a sense. But I feel like it's really important to get with the ground again, get grounded, you know, too. That could be another thing, that you might be lost and there's too many options and too many stuff going around, you know, in your mind and in your life. That I love Earth, so if all in all fails, I'll just go outside and feel good, or even have a conversation, talk it out with somebody who's willing to listen,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
want to analyze it with you, and like, you know, don't take it too hard. At least just know they're just trying to help, and like they're just trying to, you know, be lend an ear, you know, because sometimes talking to someone is good. If not, write in a book, talk to yourself, write in a journal if you're too shy. Just let it out. Don't think about it. Just keep on writing. If words don't look like words at one point, at least you're letting it out. It's like that sense that you're trying to release, you know. So those are different things I usually do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, fantastic. You just dropped like 18 billion different things that people can do to create to get out of that, either that space. So thank you for that. And then our last question sort of ties into that last thing that you just said as well, about sort of going out into nature, and changing that mental space, even if it's not just for a creative purpose. Can you talk a little bit about what self-care looks like for you?
Okay. So self-care, which is needed currently, because I'm in the current stage right now, is like working. It feels good, but like I need rest a little bit, but it's still
Mhm.
chill. I'm grateful that I have things going on in my life, you know, at least be like that. But anyways, what I usually like to do is just like binge out with like good food, take a shower, make sure like do the whole thing. Like I like to wash my face and what PJs or whatever, and that's what I usually do for my self care. Like I said, another thing, it could be writing to myself, you know,
Mhm.
reading a book. Like it all kind of brings me pleasure, all those little things, you know.
Wow.
Um, so I find that a form of self care, you know. And
Beautiful.
meditating, I used to meditate a lot too. I mean, I stopped, but I want to re-meditate again, because it just like it feels like you're just not. Your mind can sometimes go crazy. It kind of like helps you chill out. If you meditated for a long time, right away it doesn't happen. But if you keep doing the practice over and over again, you'll start to see it and you'll start to feel it. Like your
Mhm.
body calming a little bit, which I think everybody needs. You know,
Mhm.
everybody's a lot of shit's going on in the world. You know, people get offended really easily, or people say things that are really bad too easily too. So we just gotta, you know, take a moment and take a step back. You have to also, um, what's the word? sympathize with other people too if they have different opinions and different thoughts. You know, you never know what you're gonna come up with at the end. But yeah, that's another thing.
Andrea, thank you. Wow, that was so many gems, so many gems. This honestly has been one of my favorite episodes.
Oh,
To hear these certain things and for the universe to just double down on a lot of the things and ideas and practices that we've been doing and cultivating over here. So I am just stellarly happy to have you on and to have that conversation with you. All right, and then now one of my favorite parts of this show, one of my favorite parts that we get to do with the artists is a quick game called Take It or Leave It, right? So for those of you who are new to the show and that don't know how this goes, here's how it goes. If you take something, that means you would take it on a long walk on the beach with you. You would take it on a date. That means you would send it a little extra in the Cash App, right? If you leave something, that means you would put it in the recycling bin. That means you throw it out the window. That means you would refer it to Gaston because nobody really likes him anyway. All right, so the first topic on Take It or Leave It. Breakfast food, waffles, pancakes, such. Do you take it or are you leaving it?
Usually, I feel like I eat breakfast. Like that's like the main meal that I know for sure. Like I usually eat, and if I don't eat like later in the evening. But I like breakfast. I like making my eggs and my eating it with like chorizo if I need to, or yeah and stuff. Like, that sounds bomb to me. Or like yeah, exactly. Like I wish I could make waffles. I grew up eating a lot of waffles. My mom used to make waffles all the time, but waffles are right. I don't know. For some reason, eggs really sit well with me. Anything like a bagel with like cucumber on it, tomato, cracked pepper, avocado, cream cheese. Like that's pretty yummy. Like I like good food too. Like I don't just buy food for the like nutrients. I buy for like the taste. Because that, speaking of art, I feel like making food and certain flavors and hit your mouth. Like that's art too. It's just like I like mixing it up too, and like at least feeling fulfilled. Because it's at least in my eye, because I know there's different science to different things, but I feel like it's a very important meal for me in my life.
Yeah. Also, next time you hang out with Kim, I think there's a waffle maker still at the spot somewhere.
What?
So just an FYI.
Yeah.
If y'all know, y'all know. All right, next joint. The snow. Yeah, check that out. Yeah, you there too. All right, the snow. The snow. Are you taking it or are you leaving it?
The snow. Ooh,
no.
I like snow. I do like snow. But
okay.
I haven't experienced living in snow for a long time. Like when I was living in Portland, it snowed, and I remember it snowing, and like I used to work at the mall, and like there was nobody in there. Nobody. I was like, why are we open, guys? Like cars were like driving and would hit a parked car, and you're like, oh shit, someone just hit their car. Like sliding sideways. Even if like you drive in snow in the roads, I see that's scary. I've been in a car when that happened. I'm like, oh shit. Going down a hill too. Oh, it's scary.
Yeah.
But the beauty of snow, yes, I would take it. But
Same. I love it. I hail from the East Coast. I'm taking the beauty of it, but not the actuality. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Netflix. Are you taking them or are you leaving them?
Wait, say it again.
Netflix.
Oh, I haven't used Netflix in forever. I don't have it.
You leaving? All right.
I'll leave it. Unfortunately, yeah. Like I don't know. I've watched like Hulu or HBO sometimes, and YouTube. YouTube is a huge thing I use, and then music, and then podcasts sometimes too. But yeah.
Hey, shout out to that. Okay, beautiful. Horses. Are you taking them or are you leaving them?
Horses. I love animals. I fucking love animals. So like I would take a horse. I'm like, I'm gonna connect with you even if you don't want to. Like
I can see that. You head to head with the horse.
Yeah,
we got this. Beautiful. Jazz music. Are you taking it? Are you leaving it?
I would take it just because it's spontaneous. It's like people problem solving. in a form of music, and it's just like so creative, you know. I feel like as well, you know, it's its own language too. Like you can create your own language pretty much because it's all improvising. You know, you're just playing off of each other and you're feeling each other's energy pretty much. So I'm gonna take it.
Nice, nice. I had this on the list earlier, but I feel like you might take this one because you talked about it. Anime,
Um,
Are you taking it? Are you taking it? Or are you leaving it?
I'm leaving. I'm just kidding. No, I have to take it. I fucking love anime. That's my shit.
Beautiful,
Literally,
beautiful.
I read manga last night. I was like, that's the thing I read before I go to bed.
We love it. We love it. Okay, and then the last one, I think this has been customary, which I love ending it on. Books. Books. Are you taking them or are you leaving it?
Depends on what type of book, and for sure, like I don't know. It depends on the type of book, and I might take it. I might need like fire starters and stuff. I don't know. Where am I?
Okay.
Where am I? Where I'm taking all these things? I want to know.
That you float in the universe with it.
Yeah,
you flirt. You're just a little atom
I
in
know.
the big space of things. Oh man, Andrea, thank you so much for your insight, for sharing your story and your journey with us. You know, for all the advice and all the things that you've learned up until this point. We're excited to see where you go in the future. Is there anything else you want to let the people know? Is there anything, you know, upcoming that they can, you know, we can be aware of? Where can we follow your work at?
Well, yeah. Currently, I'm actually focusing on making my stuff right now, so not too much going on. I just want to like have my message pretty much, so that's what I'm working on right now. But you can also follow me on Instagram through here. I think that's like the most I interact with like the socials when it comes to things or whatever. But yeah, Instagram here at Andrea or Aragon B underscore art. So you can check me out here. I have a website. All my links are on my LinkedIn, on Instagram too, in the bio. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I like really like keeping myself very private to my life too. I think that's a very important thing, at least when it comes to like, because I feel like social media definitely creates some sort of friction with your creativity to a degree. And also, I don't know, I'm a shy person. I don't really like showing too much of my personal life. And I think that's just because of trauma I've had in the past, in my past life with relationships. So we're here soon though. I'm going to be showing more work. I have my own studio space too at Tlaloc Studios. Shout out to Tlaloc. So it's really been awesome. I've been working with a bunch of different artists too, so that's been dope. But yeah, you can reach me here, like I said, and just be on the lookout. I post stories every now and then too. I'm not super active, but I do it every now and then.
Well, we are grateful and thankful for your activity, and really thankful for you opening up and, you know, allowing us a glimpse into your world, into your art. We are just, I really can't express how happy this episode has made me. Thank you so much for everything you have said. And as always, we love to give a shout outs to NBC and everybody holding it down there. I saw Zoch on the line today. Shout out to you. Shout out to everything that she's doing. De La Nona out there on the West Coast. Garden parties if you're on the East Coast. Don't forget we have an event on August the 6th. Follow that. Everybody from Philly, DC on the East Coast, South Central LA, up to Portland now on the West Coast. Everybody tuning in here live on the Playback in Saigon. From myself, from T-Dot, from all the EPs, from everybody joining in and tuning in. We love you. We thank you. Also, hit her DMs because these hats are fly. You see, we got two over here. We're putting the word out. She got that beautiful lilac color, purple joint on right now.
King's hat.
Hey, woo! You hear that? You get one too. It's on this way. So from everybody from here at Long Sleeve, we thank you. We appreciate y'all. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Bye.